Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I'm so excited you're here today because I have a special treat for you. We're diving into a brand new story that's going to take us on a heartwarming journey filled with romance, self-discovery, and a touch of magic. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a story. Today's story is called the Serendipitous Symphony, and it's set in a charming little town called Havenwood. Picture this. A place where cobblestone streets wind through a community bursting with creativity and warmth. The air is filled with the scent of fresh pastries and blooming flowers, and there's a cafe at the heart of it all that seems to be the center of so many lives and stories. Our tale begins with Lila Hayes, a young and talented musician who's just moved to Havenwood seeking a fresh start. She's been through quite a bit: creative block, personal setbacks, and a sense of losing touch with her music. This new town represents a chance for her to rediscover her passion and perhaps find a bit of solace. But Havenwood has its own rhythm and secrets. Lila's path crosses with Ethan Cole, the owner of a cozy cafe known as Ethan's Haven. Ethan, with his warm demeanor and hidden past as a musician, has his own story of dreams deferred and a life turned upside down. As Lila and Ethan's worlds collide, they begin to unravel not just each other's mysteries, but their own hearts. The story is more than just a romance. It's a journey of self-discovery, artistic rebirth, and the magic of finding love in the most unexpected places. There will be moments of joy, conflict, and growth as Lila and Ethan navigate their personal dreams and the serendipitous symphony that brings them together. I'm thrilled to share this journey with you all. Make sure you grab a comfy blanket and a nice cup of something warm, because we're about to dive into a story that's close to my heart, and I hope it will be to yours as well. If you enjoy the story, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. All right, let's get started. Here's the Serendipitous Symphony, the tale of a town where dreams come alive and hearts find their rhythm. Enjoy the story. Lila Hayes stepped off the bus and into the welcoming embrace of Havenwood, a town that seemed to exist out of time, nestled between rolling green hills and the tranquil waters of a serene lake. The late afternoon sun cast a golden glow over cobblestone streets, where ivy-clad cottages and vibrant flower beds lined the walkways. Every corner of this picturesque town seemed to hum with a quiet charm, inviting her to take a deep breath and savor the new beginning that awaited. As she wandered through the heart of Havenwood, Lila felt a mix of excitement and trepidation. Her guitar case, a familiar and comforting weight against her side, was a reminder of the dreams she carried with her. After a period of creative drought and personal setbacks, she had moved here seeking not just a fresh start, but a renewed spark for her music and perhaps a little peace for her weary soul. Her steps eventually led her to a quaint cafe nestled between a small art gallery and a cozy bookstore. The sign above the door read Ethan's Haven in elegant script, hinting at the refuge that lay within. Lila hesitated momentarily before pushing open the door, her senses immediately greeted by the warm, inviting atmosphere inside. Soft, melodious tunes played in the background, and the rich aroma of freshly brewed coffee mingled with the scent of baked goods, creating an ambience that felt both soothing and stimulating. Behind the counter, a man in his early 30s looked up from his work. His eyes, a warm shade of brown, met hers with a curious glint that seemed to suggest he was accustomed to the ebb and flow of stories and secrets. His smile was genuine, yet there was a hint of reserve in it, as though he carried a piece of his own story hidden beneath his calm exterior. "Welcome to Ethan's Haven," he said, his voice carrying the warmth of the cafe's atmosphere. "What can I get for you today?" Lila offered a shy smile in return, her voice barely above a whisper. "Just a coffee, please." It's been a long journey. As she settled into a corner table by the window, the cafe's cozy interior seemed to embrace her, promising a haven from the uncertainties she faced. She watched as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a soft, amber light across her new surroundings. For the first time in a long while, she felt a glimmer of hope stir within her. The quiet charm of Havenwood, combined with the welcoming ambience of Ethan's Haven, offered a sense of possibility and a hint of the inspiration she so desperately sought. With the cafe's comforting warmth wrapping around her, Lila gazed out at the twinkling lights of the town. The gentle hum of local life outside blended with the cafe's tranquil atmosphere, creating a moment of serene anticipation. Here, in this enchanting town, she hoped to find not only the muse she had been searching for, but perhaps something even more, a chance to rediscover herself and her music. The days following Lila Hayes' arrival in Havenwood passed in a gentle rhythm of exploration and quiet reflection. Each morning, she awoke to the soft rays of sunlight filtering through the lace curtains of her small apartment, a modest but charming space overlooking the town's main square. The apartment, with its exposed brick walls and vintage furniture, seemed to be a reflection of the town itself, simple, yet full of character. Lila spent her days familiarizing herself with her new surroundings. She wandered through Havenwood's winding streets, finding hidden gems like a quaint bookshop with an extensive collection of old vinyl records and a small flower market where bouquets of wildflowers were sold by a friendly elderly woman named Mrs. Whitaker. Each new discovery felt like a small victory, a step toward making the town feel like home. One sunny afternoon, Lila decided to return to Ethan's Haven. She had enjoyed her previous visit and was curious to see if the cafe had a different atmosphere in the daytime. As she pushed open the door, the familiar chime of the bell above greeted her. The cafe was bustling with activity. A group of elderly men were engaged in a lively game of chess at one table, while a young couple sat in the corner, absorbed in a shared book. The soft strains of acoustic music floated through the air, creating a soothing backdrop to the lively chatter. Ethan was behind the counter, his sleeves rolled up as he prepared a fresh batch of pastries. He looked up and smiled when he saw Lila. "Back again?" he asked, his tone warm and inviting. "Hi, yes," Lila replied with a smile. "I thought I'd come by for another coffee. And maybe a pastry this time." "Good choice," Ethan said, moving to prepare her order. "We've got a new batch of cinnamon rolls just out of the oven." As Ethan worked, Lila took a seat at a corner table near the window, which provided a perfect view of the town's bustling main street. She pulled out her notebook and began to jot down some ideas that had been swirling in her mind. The cafe's cozy ambience, combined with the afternoon sun casting a golden glow across the room, seemed to inspire her creativity. Ethan brought her coffee and pastry to the table, setting them down with a casual grace. "How's the writing coming along?" he asked, glancing at her notebook with genuine interest. "It's slow," Lila admitted. "I'm trying to find my rhythm again. It's been a while since I felt inspired." Ethan nodded sympathetically. "I can imagine. Sometimes a change of scenery helps. It's like finding a new melody that you didn't know you were missing." Lila smiled, appreciating his understanding. "Exactly. It's been a bit of a struggle, but I'm hopeful." As the afternoon wore on, the cafe began to quiet down, and Ethan joined Lila at her table for a brief chat. They discussed their favorite music, books, and the nuances of living in a small town. Ethan shared stories about Havenwood's local events and the annual music festival that drew artists and visitors from nearby cities. "You should check out the open mic night here," Ethan suggested. "It's a great way to meet people and share your music." "It's coming up next week." Lila's eyes lit up with interest. "I might just do that." "It sounds like a great opportunity to get involved and maybe find a bit of that inspiration I'm looking for." Ethan smiled. "I'm sure you'll find it. There's something special about sharing your work with others. It's like you're part of a bigger story." As Lila prepared to leave, she felt a sense of contentment she hadn't experienced in a long time. Ethan's genuine interest and the cafe's welcoming atmosphere had made her feel more connected to Havenwood. She walked back to her apartment with a renewed sense of purpose, her mind buzzing with ideas and possibilities. In the following days, Lila continued to explore the town, her interactions with its residents adding to her growing sense of belonging. She visited local galleries, attended a farmer's market, and even joined a small book club that met weekly at the library. Each experience added a new layer to her understanding of Havenwood and its people. One evening, as Lila walked back to her apartment after a visit to a local art exhibit, she couldn't help but notice how the town took on a different charm under the moonlight. The streets were quiet, and the soft glow of street lamps cast a serene light over the buildings. It was in these quiet moments that Lila felt the stirrings of inspiration, as if the town itself was whispering its secrets to her. Later that week, the day of the open mic night arrived. Lila felt a mix of excitement and nervousness as she prepared to perform. She practiced her set in her apartment, making small adjustments to her songs and rehearsing her introduction. The anticipation of sharing her music with others made her both eager and apprehensive. When she arrived at Ethan's Haven for the event, the cafe was buzzing with energy. The room was filled with a diverse crowd, local artists, musicians, and regular patrons, all gathered to support and enjoy the performances. The stage was set up in a corner of the cafe, adorned with simple decorations that gave it a cozy, intimate feel. Ethan greeted Lila warmly as she entered. "Ready for tonight?" he asked, his encouraging smile putting her at ease. "Ready as I'll ever be," Lila replied, feeling a flutter of nerves. As the night unfolded, Lila watched as performers took the stage, each one bringing their own unique style and energy to the audience. There was a sense of camaraderie and support in the room, and Lila felt a growing sense of belonging. When it was finally her turn, Lila took a deep breath and stepped onto the stage. The spotlight felt warm and welcoming, and as she began to play her guitar and sing, she found herself lost in the music. The nervousness she had felt earlier melted away, replaced by a sense of connection with the audience and with the town that had become her new home. The applause that followed her performance was heartfelt and sincere, and Lila's heart swelled with gratitude. As she left the stage, Ethan approached her with a proud smile. "You were fantastic. I knew you had it in you." Lila's smile was radiant. "Thank you, Ethan. This night has been everything I hoped it would be." As the open mic night came to a close, Lila felt a profound sense of accomplishment. She had taken a significant step in her journey, not only as a musician, but also as a new resident of Havenwood. The connections she had made, the support she had received, and the inspiration she had found were all signs that she was on the right path. As she walked back to her apartment under the starlit sky, Lila knew that her journey in Havenwood was just beginning. The town had already offered her so much, and she was eager to see where this new chapter of her life would lead. As the days turned into weeks, Lila Hayes found herself increasingly immersed in the rhythm of Havenwood. The small town, with its artful charm and close-knit community, had begun to feel like a sanctuary where she could rediscover herself and her music. The open mic night at Ethan's Haven had been a pivotal moment for her, sparking a newfound confidence and excitement for the future. The mornings in Havenwood were a gentle affair. The sun would rise over the rolling hills, casting a soft light through Lila's apartment windows. She often started her day with a walk around the town, her guitar slung over her shoulder, using the quiet moments to think and compose new melodies. The town's peaceful streets and friendly faces made these walks both a meditative practice and a source of inspiration. One crisp autumn morning, as Lila strolled along the path by the lake, she noticed a group of people gathered by the water's edge. Intrigued, she approached and found a local artist named Ben Carter painting a landscape of the lake with vibrant colors. Ben, in his mid-40s, had a rugged yet approachable appearance, with a full beard and a thoughtful demeanor. He was known in Havenwood for his vivid, emotionally resonant artwork. "Good morning," Lila greeted as she neared him. "Your painting looks amazing. Is this a new piece?" Ben looked up, his eyes twinkling with a mix of gratitude and modesty. "Morning. Yes, it is. I'm trying to capture the way the light dances on the water this time of year. It's a challenging but rewarding subject." Lila admired his work, noting how the colors seemed to capture the tranquility of the scene. "It's beautiful. I've been trying to get inspired myself, and this is exactly the kind of thing I needed to see." Ben smiled, clearly pleased by the compliment. "If you're looking for inspiration, you're in the right place. Havenwood has a way of offering just what you need when you least expect it. Lila nodded thoughtfully. I've definitely felt that. I'm a musician, so I guess I'm always on the lookout for that spark. Music, huh? Ben's expression brightened. We have a local band that plays every Friday evening at the community center. You should check them out. It's a good way to meet people and hear some great music. Lila thanked Ben for the tip and continued her walk, feeling a renewed sense of excitement about her creative journey. Later that week, she decided to attend the band's performance, intrigued by the opportunity to experience more of Havenwood's musical landscape. The community center, with its cozy atmosphere and local charm, was filled with an eclectic crowd. The band, the Havenwood Harmonies, was a lively group with a range of styles, from folk to blues to jazz. The music they played was infectious, and Lila found herself tapping her feet and swaying to the rhythm. As she watched the performance, she noticed Ethan in the audience, sitting with a group of friends. He looked relaxed and engaged, his eyes occasionally meeting Lila's with a friendly nod. After the performance, Ethan approached her with a cheerful grin. "Glad you made it," he said. "What did you think of the band?" "They were fantastic," Lila replied, her enthusiasm evident. "I can see why everyone loves them. They really brought the place to life." "I'm glad you enjoyed it," Ethan said. "They're a local favorite for a reason. The lead singer, Julia, is incredible. She's the one who originally encouraged me to get back into music after a long break." Lila's curiosity was piqued. "That's amazing. I didn't realize you used to perform." Ethan's expression grew thoughtful. "Yeah, it's been a while. I used to play in a band when I was younger, but life took me in different directions. Running the cafe has become my focus, but I still enjoy the music scene here." As the night went on, Lila and Ethan talked more about their shared love of music, discovering common interests and experiences. The conversation flowed effortlessly, and Lila felt a growing sense of camaraderie with Ethan. Their connection was palpable, and Lila found herself drawn to his genuine warmth and insightful perspective. A few days later, Ethan invited Lila to join him and a few friends for a casual get-together at his cafe. It was a small gathering with a relaxed atmosphere, featuring live music from local artists and a spread of homemade snacks. Lila eagerly accepted, looking forward to spending more time with Ethan and meeting others in the community. The evening at Ethan's Haven was filled with laughter, music, and engaging conversation. Lila was introduced to Ethan's circle of friends, including Sarah and Mark, a lively couple who are known for their community involvement, and Alex, a young artist with a passion for photography. Each person brought their own unique energy to the gathering, making it a vibrant and enjoyable experience. As the night wore on, Ethan took Lila aside and handed her a small, beautifully wrapped gift. "I thought you might like this," he said with a shy smile. Lila unwrapped the gift to find a vintage music box, intricately carved with delicate floral patterns. When she opened it, a soft, melodic tune began to play. "It's lovely," Lila said, touched by the thoughtful gesture. "Thank you so much." Ethan shrugged modestly. "I saw it in a little shop and thought it might inspire you. Music has a way of connecting us to our emotions and memories. I hope it helps you find your spark." Lila's heart warmed at the gesture, and she felt a deep appreciation for Ethan's kindness. The evening ended on a high note, with Lila feeling more connected to Havenwood and its people than ever before. As she walked back to her apartment, she reflected on the night's events and the growing bond she was forming with Ethan. The connections she was making in Havenwood were starting to weave together into a tapestry of new experiences and relationships. She was beginning to feel a sense of belonging that she hadn't felt in a long time. In the days that followed, Lila continued to immerse herself in the community. She attended more local events, explored new places, and deepened her friendships with the people she had met. Each day brought new discoveries and opportunities, and Lila felt her creative energy returning. Her growing relationship with Ethan became a source of joy and inspiration. They spent more time together, exploring the town, sharing their favorite music, and enjoying the simple pleasures of life in Havenwood. Their conversations were filled with laughter and mutual understanding, and Lila began to realize how much Ethan had come to mean to her. One crisp autumn afternoon, Ethan invited Lila to join him for a walk through the town's annual harvest festival. The festival was a lively celebration of the season, featuring local vendors, craft booths, and live entertainment. The vibrant colors of the fall foliage and the festive atmosphere made it a perfect setting for a fun and memorable day. As they strolled through the festival, Lila and Ethan enjoyed the various attractions, sampling delicious treats and browsing the craft stalls. They talked about their dreams and aspirations, sharing their hopes for the future and their reflections on the past. At one point, they came across a booth offering personalized fortune-telling readings. On a whim, they decided to give it a try. The fortune teller, an elderly woman with a twinkle in her eye, offered them both a reading. As the woman read Lila's fortune, she spoke of new beginnings, creative growth, and the arrival of someone special who would play a significant role in her life. Lila's heart skipped a beat as the fortune teller's words seemed to resonate deeply with her. When it was Ethan's turn, the fortune teller spoke of past experiences and the potential for future fulfillment. Her words were encouraging, and Ethan seemed to take them to heart. As they left the booth, Lila and Ethan couldn't help but laugh at the coincidence of the readings. The fortune teller's predictions, while whimsical, added a touch of magic to their day. "I don't know about you," Ethan said with a grin, "but I'm feeling pretty optimistic about the future." "Me too," Lila agreed, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "It's amazing how the universe seems to align when you least expect it." As the festival drew to a close, Lila and Ethan found themselves at a quiet spot by the lake, watching the sunset paint the sky with hues of orange and pink. The moment felt serene and perfect, and they shared a comfortable silence as they enjoyed the view. "I'm really glad we met," Ethan said softly, his gaze fixed on the horizon. "Me too," Lila replied, her heart full. This place, it's starting to feel like home." Ethan turned to her, his expression sincere. "I'm glad you're here. Havenwood wouldn't be the same without you." As they watched the sun dip below the horizon, Lila felt a profound sense of contentment. The journey she had embarked on in Havenwood was far from over, but she was beginning to see the potential for new beginnings and meaningful connections. With each passing day, Lila and Ethan's bond grew stronger, and their shared experiences continued to deepen their relationship. The town of Havenwood, with its charm and warmth, had become a canvas for their unfolding story, and Lila was excited to see where the future would lead. The crisp autumn air was filled with the sense of cinnamon and pumpkin spice as Havenwood transitioned into the heart of the season. The Harvest Festival had marked the beginning of fall, and the town embraced the season with enthusiasm. Lila Hayes found herself swept up in the festive atmosphere, feeling more at home than ever before. The weeks that followed the festival were a whirlwind of activity. Lila's musical creativity was flourishing, inspired by the vibrant life of Havenwood and her growing connection with Ethan. She spent her days working on new songs, experimenting with different melodies, and refining her sound. Her evenings often found her at Ethan's haven, where she and Ethan would talk, share music, and enjoy the cafe's warm ambience. One evening, Ethan approached Lila with an excited expression. "I've been thinking about something," he said, his eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. "There's a community event coming up that I think you'd love. It's a local talent showcase, and they're looking for performers." Lila's interest was piqued. "That sounds incredible. I've been wanting to share more of my music with the community." "I thought you might," Ethan said with a smile. "The showcase is next weekend. It's a great opportunity to perform for a larger audience and connect with other local artists. Plus, it's a fundraiser for a local charity." Lila's heart warmed at the thought of contributing to a good cause. "I'd love to be a part of it. Thanks for letting me know." As the date of the talent showcase approached, Lila's excitement grew. She spent hours rehearsing and perfecting her set, determined to make a positive impression. Ethan's encouragement and support were invaluable, and their bond continued to strengthen. Meanwhile, the cafe had become a hub of social activity, and Lila's interactions with the townspeople deepened. She spent time with Sarah and Mark, who had become close friends, and she enjoyed getting to know Alex, whose passion for photography often led to interesting conversations about art and creativity. One afternoon, as Lila was browsing through the local bookstore, she ran into Sarah, who was excitedly flipping through a stack of event flyers. "Have you seen this?" Sarah asked, holding up a flyer for a local art and craft fair. "It's happening this weekend, and they're featuring some amazing local artists." "That sounds wonderful," Lila replied, her curiosity piqued. "I've been wanting to explore more of what Havenwood has to offer." Sarah's eyes lit up. "You should definitely check it out. It's a great way to see more of the town's creative side and meet some of the artists. And if you're free, you should join us for lunch afterward. We're planning to try out a new cafe that just opened." Lila agreed, looking forward to the opportunity to explore more of Havenwood and enjoy some time with friends. The day of the art and craft fair arrived with clear skies and a crisp breeze. The fair was held in a large open space near the lake, with colorful tents and booths showcasing a variety of crafts, paintings, and handmade goods. Lila wandered through the stalls, admiring the creativity and talent of the local artisans. The vibrant atmosphere and the sense of community were invigorating. As Lila approached one of the booths, she noticed a familiar face: Ben Carter, the artist she had met by the lake. He was displaying a collection of his paintings, each one capturing the beauty of Havenwood in a unique way. "Ben, it's great to see you here," Lila said, stopping to admire his work. Ben looked up and smiled. "Lila, I didn't expect to see you at the fair. I'm glad you stopped by. What do you think of the paintings?" "They're amazing," Lila replied. "You've really captured the essence of the town." Ben's expression was one of genuine gratitude. "Thank you. It's always rewarding to hear that my work resonates with others." As they chatted, Ben mentioned that he had been working on a series inspired by the changing seasons, and Lila was intrigued by his artistic process. They discussed their creative journeys and shared insights about their respective crafts. Later in the day, Lila met up with Sarah and Mark at the new cafe they had planned to try. The cafe, named the Willow's Brew, had a cozy and inviting atmosphere, with comfortable seating and a selection of delicious pastries and beverages. The conversation flowed easily, and Lila felt a deep sense of connection with her new friends. After lunch, Sarah mentioned that she had a surprise planned for Lila. "We've been working on something special," Sarah said with a mischievous smile. "You'll see soon enough." Lila's curiosity was piqued, but she didn't press for details. She enjoyed the rest of the afternoon with her friends, feeling grateful for the supportive and vibrant community she had found in Havenwood. As the evening approached, Lila returned to Ethan's Haven to prepare for the talent showcase. The cafe was buzzing with excitement, with local performers and supporters filling the space. Ethan was busy coordinating the event, making sure everything was in place for a successful evening. Lila felt a mix of anticipation and nervousness as she took the stage. The crowd was enthusiastic, and the atmosphere was electric with energy and anticipation. As she began to play, the familiar rush of performing took over, and Lila felt a deep sense of connection with the audience. The songs flowed effortlessly, and she was met with warm applause and encouraging cheers. Ethan, watching from the side of the stage, was beaming with pride. As Lila finished her set, he joined her on stage to congratulate her. "You were incredible," he said, his voice filled with genuine admiration. "Thank you, Ethan," Lila replied, her heart full. "I couldn't have done it without your support." As the talent showcase continued, Lila mingled with other performers and attendees, exchanging stories and building connections. The sense of community and shared passion for the arts was palpable, and Lila felt even more deeply rooted in Havenwood. Later in the evening, Ethan and Lila took a moment to step outside and enjoy the night air. The stars shone brightly above, and the gentle breeze carried the sounds of laughter and music from inside the cafe. "You were fantastic tonight," Ethan said, his voice soft and sincere. "You have such a gift for connecting with people through your music." Lila smiled, feeling a sense of contentment. "Thank you. It feels amazing to share my music with others and be a part of this community." As they stood together, the connection between them grew stronger. The warmth of their friendship and the mutual respect they shared was becoming something more meaningful. Lila could sense the subtle shifts in their relationship, and she felt a deep sense of gratitude for the bond they were building. In the days that followed, Lila continued to thrive in Havenwood, embracing the opportunities and experiences that came her way. She spent time working on new music, exploring the town, and enjoying the company of her friends. One evening, as she and Ethan sat together in the cafe, Lila shared her plans for an upcoming project. "I've been thinking about recording an EP," she said, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "It feels like the right time to capture all the inspiration I found here." Ethan's eyes lit up with encouragement. "That's a fantastic idea. I'd love to help in any way I can. Havenwood has so much to offer, and I'm sure your music will reflect that." Lila felt a surge of gratitude for Ethan's support. "Thank you, Ethan. Your encouragement means a lot to me. I'm excited about this new chapter." As the weeks went by, Lila and Ethan's relationship continued to evolve. Their shared experiences and mutual support deepened their bond, and the town of Havenwood became a backdrop for their growing connection. The threads of their lives were weaving together, creating a tapestry of friendship, romance, and personal growth. But as Lila looked forward to the future, she couldn't help but sense that change was on the horizon. The town had welcomed her with open arms, but she knew that her journey was far from over. The possibilities were endless, and the path ahead was full of potential. For now, Lila was content to savor the present moment, the friendships she had made, the music she was creating, and the love she was discovering. The story of her time in Havenwood was unfolding in beautiful and unexpected ways, and she was eager to see where the journey would lead. As winter approached, Havenwood transformed into a picturesque scene of snow-covered streets and twinkling holiday lights. The town's charm deepened with the arrival of the season, and the festive atmosphere brought a renewed sense of joy and anticipation. Lila Hayes embraced the season's magic, feeling more connected to Havenwood than ever before. The holiday season in Havenwood was a time of celebration and community spirit. The town held a series of events, from a Christmas market featuring handmade crafts and local treats to a New Year's Eve gala at the community center. Lila was excited to be part of the festivities and to experience the warmth and camaraderie of the town. One chilly December morning, Lila walked through the snow-dusted streets, taking in the holiday decorations and the cheerful buzz of the townspeople. Her thoughts were on her upcoming recording project, which she had been working on with renewed passion. She had already recorded a few tracks and was eager to finish the EP. As she approached Ethan's Haven, she noticed a new sign in the window advertising a holiday charity drive. Ethan had been busy organizing the drive, aiming to gather donations for local families in need. The cafe was filled with colorful decorations, and a large collection bin stood near the entrance. Ethan, wearing a festive red sweater, greeted Lila with a warm smile. "Good morning, Lila. How are you?" "I'm doing well," Lila replied, her eyes lighting up at the sight of the holiday decorations. "This place looks amazing. I see you've been busy with the charity drive." Ethan nodded, clearly proud of the initiative. "Yeah, it's been a lot of work, but it's worth it. The community has really come together to support the cause. We're hoping to make a big difference this year." Lila admired Ethan's dedication and decided to contribute. "I'd love to help. Do you need any volunteers for the drive?" Ethan's face brightened. "Actually, we could use some extra hands. We're sorting donations and preparing care packages for families. If you're free, we'd be grateful for the help." "I'd be happy to," Lila said. "Just let me know when and where." Ethan provided the details, and Lila spent the following days helping with the charity drive. It was heartwarming to see the community's generosity and the impact of their efforts. Lila's involvement not only gave her a sense of fulfillment, but also allowed her to connect with more residents and strengthen her ties to the town. During this time, Lila also continued working on her EP. She spent countless hours in the studio, fine-tuning her recordings and experimenting with new sounds. The project was a labor of love, and she felt a deep sense of satisfaction with each completed track. One evening, after a long day of recording and volunteering, Lila returned to her apartment to find a letter slipped under her door. It was an invitation to a private holiday party hosted by Liam Sullivan, a prominent local businessman known for his philanthropic efforts and social influence. Curious, Lila read the invitation, which detailed a formal event at Liam's estate. The party promised an elegant evening with dinner, live music, and a chance to mingle with influential figures in the community. Lila considered the invitation carefully. While she was excited about the opportunity to meet new people and experience another facet of Havenwood's social life, she was also hesitant. The prospect of attending a high-profile event was both exciting and intimidating. After discussing the invitation with Ethan, she felt reassured. "It sounds like a great opportunity," Ethan said. "And Liam Sullivan is a genuinely nice guy. The event could be a good chance to network and meet more people in town." Encouraged by Ethan's support, Lila decided to attend the party. She spent the next few days preparing, selecting a tasteful evening dress and practicing her etiquette. On the night of the event, she arrived at Liam's estate, which was beautifully decorated for the holidays. The estate was a grand, elegant residence with sprawling gardens and ornate decorations. Inside, the atmosphere was sophisticated yet warm, with soft music playing in the background and guests mingling with glasses of champagne. Lila navigated the party, introducing herself to various guests and engaging in conversations about the town and its initiatives. She met Emily Sullivan, Liam's wife, who was gracious and welcoming. Emily had a natural charm and an interest in the arts, which led to a lively discussion about Lila's music. As the evening progressed, Lila found herself in conversation with Liam Sullivan, who was a charismatic and influential figure in Havenwood. He expressed admiration for the charity drive and Lila's involvement in the community. "I've heard great things about you, Lila," Liam said with a warm smile. "Your dedication to the town and your music is truly commendable. We're fortunate to have someone like you in Havenwood." Lila appreciated Liam's kind words and felt a growing sense of belonging in the community. The evening continued with dinner and live entertainment, and Lila enjoyed the opportunity to relax and socialize in a festive setting. After the party, as Lila walked back to her apartment under the starry night sky, she reflected on the evening's events. The experience had been both inspiring and enlightening, and she felt more connected to Havenwood than ever before. In the weeks leading up to the new year, Lila and Ethan's relationship continued to blossom. They spent time together working on the charity drive, enjoying cozy evenings at the cafe, and exploring the town's winter festivities. Their bond deepened, and they found themselves sharing more personal thoughts and dreams. One snowy afternoon, as they walked through the park, Ethan broached a topic that had been on his mind. "Lila, I've been thinking about something. Have you ever considered performing outside of Havenwood? I know you're working on your EP, and it might be a great opportunity to share your music with a wider audience." Lila's eyes widened with curiosity. "You mean performing in other cities or even touring?" "Exactly," Ethan said. "There's a lot of potential out there, and I think your music could really resonate with people beyond Havenwood. Of course, it's a big step, but it could be a fantastic opportunity for you." Lila considered the idea, feeling a mix of excitement and apprehension. "It's something I've thought about, but I didn't know where to start. I've been so focused on the EP and getting settled here." Ethan placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "If you're interested, I can help. There are resources and connections that could make it possible. I just want to see you reach your full potential." Lila's heart swelled with gratitude. "Thank you, Ethan. Your support means a lot to me. I'll definitely think about it." As the new year approached, Havenwood prepared for a grand celebration. The community center was transformed into a festive venue, with decorations, music, and food setting the stage for a memorable evening. Lila and Ethan looked forward to ringing in the new year together, reflecting on the year that had passed and looking forward to the future. The New Year's Eve gala was a lively affair, with the town's residents coming together to celebrate. Lila and Ethan enjoyed the festivities, sharing moments of joy and laughter with friends and new acquaintances. The evening was filled with dancing, toasts, and heartfelt conversations. As the clock struck midnight, the room erupted in cheers and celebration. Lila and Ethan shared a special moment, their eyes meeting as they exchanged a meaningful kiss to mark the beginning of the new year. The fresh start of the year brought with it new possibilities and challenges. Lila was excited about the future, both personally and professionally. She felt a sense of optimism and readiness to embrace the opportunities that lay ahead. As the first days of the new year unfolded, Lila continued to work on her EP, and Ethan's support remained a constant source of encouragement. Their relationship grew stronger, and they found themselves more connected than ever. The arrival of spring in Havenwood was a breath of fresh air. The snow had melted, giving way to blooming flowers and the gentle warmth of the sun. The town was vibrant with new life and energy, and Lila Hayes felt an invigorating sense of renewal. The new year had brought with it a flurry of activity, and Lila was eagerly embracing the possibilities it held. Lila's decision to explore opportunities beyond Havenwood was a significant one. After much contemplation and discussion with Ethan, she had resolved to take her music to a broader audience. The support from her friends and Ethan had given her the confidence to pursue her dreams, and she was excited about the next steps. One crisp morning, as Lila sipped her coffee at Ethan's haven, she reviewed a stack of documents and emails related to her upcoming performances. She had received several offers to perform in nearby cities, and she was in the process of organizing a small tour to promote her EP. The prospect of performing in new venues and meeting new audiences was thrilling, but it also brought a sense of nervousness. Ethan joined her at the cafe, his usual cheerful demeanor tinged with curiosity. "How's everything going with the tour planning?" Lila looked up from her paperwork, her eyes alight with excitement and a hint of anxiety. "It's going well. I've got a few dates lined up, and everything is starting to fall into place. But it's also a bit overwhelming. There's so much to coordinate, and I want everything to go smoothly." Ethan placed a comforting hand on her shoulder. "You're doing great. I know it's a lot of work, but you've got this. If there's anything I can do to help, just let me know." "I really appreciate that," Lila said, her heart warming at Ethan's support. "It means a lot to have you by my side through all of this." As the days passed, Lila's preparations for the tour continued. She spent time rehearsing her set list, arranging travel details, and promoting her upcoming performances. The excitement of taking her music on the road was tempered by the inevitable stress of planning and managing logistics. Amidst the whirlwind of activity, Lila and Ethan found themselves navigating the changes in their relationship. The time they spent together was more precious than ever as their schedules grew busier and the prospect of distance loomed. Their connection remained strong, but they were both aware of the challenges that lay ahead. One evening, as they sat together at Ethan's haven, Lila broached the subject of their upcoming separation. "Ethan, I've been thinking about how things will change once I start touring. I'm excited about the opportunities, but I'm also worried about how it will affect us." Ethan's expression was thoughtful. "I've been thinking about it too. It's going to be different, for sure. But I believe in us and what we have. We've built something really special here, and I think we can handle the changes." Lila nodded, feeling a mix of reassurance and apprehension. "I want to make sure we stay connected and supportive of each other, even if we're apart for a while." "We will," Ethan said, his voice steady. "We'll find ways to stay in touch and make the most of the time we have together. And when you're back, we'll pick up right where we left off." Their conversation was a reminder of the strength of their bond, and it helped Lila feel more confident about the upcoming changes. The support and understanding they shared were the foundation of their relationship, and it was something they both valued deeply. As Lila's tour dates approached, She was busy with final preparations and rehearsals. The excitement of performing in new cities was tempered by the bittersweet feeling of leaving Havenwood, even if only temporarily. The town had become a cherished part of her life, and the thought of being away from it for a while was both thrilling and melancholic. One afternoon, as Lila was packing her things for the tour, she received a surprise visit from Sarah and Mark. They arrived at her apartment with a basket of goodies and a heartfelt card. "We wanted to wish you luck on your tour," Sarah said, her eyes shining with warmth. "We're so proud of you and can't wait to hear all about your performances." Mark nodded in agreement. "And don't forget, we'll be cheering you on from here. Havenwood is behind you all the way." Lila felt a rush of gratitude and emotion. "Thank you so much. Your support means the world to me." The farewell was bittersweet, filled with hugs and well wishes. As Lila set out on her tour, she felt a mix of excitement and nostalgia. The journey ahead was full of promise, but leaving Havenwood and the people she cared about was a poignant moment. Her first performance in a neighboring city was a success, with an enthusiastic audience and positive feedback. The experience of performing in new venues and connecting with diverse audiences was exhilarating. Lila felt a renewed sense of purpose and fulfillment, and the tour was a testament to her growth as an artist. Despite the excitement of her tour, Lila made an effort to stay connected with Ethan and her friends in Havenwood. They exchanged messages and phone calls, sharing updates and maintaining their bond despite the physical distance. The support from her loved ones was a constant source of comfort and encouragement. During a brief break between tour dates, Lila returned to Havenwood for a short visit. The town welcomed her back with open arms, and she was grateful for the chance to reconnect with her community and loved ones. One afternoon, Ethan and Lila took a walk through the park, enjoying the familiar surroundings and each other's company. The conversation flowed easily, and they shared their experiences and reflections on the time apart. "I've missed this," Lila said, her voice soft as she looked around at the familiar sights. "Havenwood feels like home in a way that no other place does." Ethan smiled, his gaze filled with affection. "I've missed you too. It's been great to hear about your tour and see how much you're thriving. But it's also wonderful to have your back, even if just for a little while." As they walked hand in hand, Lila felt a profound sense of contentment. The time away had reinforced her appreciation for the town and the people who had become such an integral part of her life. The brief visit was a reminder of the strength of Lila and Ethan's relationship and the importance of their connection. As Lila prepared to return to her tour, she felt a renewed sense of determination and optimism. The journey ahead was full of potential, and she was excited to continue pursuing her dreams while maintaining the meaningful relationships she had in Havenwood. With each new city and performance, Lila continued to grow as an artist and as a person. The experiences and connections she made on her tour enriched her life and deepened her appreciation for the support and love she received from those closest to her. As the chapter drew to a close, Lila looked ahead with a sense of excitement and anticipation. The road was full of opportunities and challenges, but she was ready to embrace whatever came her way. The melodies of change were weaving together a story of growth, love, and new beginnings. Spring blossomed into summer, bringing with it a new chapter of growth and reflection. Lila Hayes had just returned from her tour, her heart full of experiences and her spirit brimming with renewed energy. The tour had been a whirlwind of performances, new cities, and vibrant audiences, but coming back to Havenwood felt like finding her way home. The town had continued to thrive in her absence, and Lila was greeted with warm embraces and enthusiastic smiles from her friends and supporters. Ethan had been a constant source of support throughout her journey, and their reunion was both joyous and grounding. Their relationship had grown stronger through the distance, and they were eager to build on their bond now that she was back. One bright morning, Lila strolled through Havenwood, taking in the familiar sights and sounds of the town. The cafe, with its cozy ambience and friendly atmosphere, had been bustling in her absence, and Ethan was excited to show her the new developments and ideas he had been working on. As she entered Ethan's haven, she was greeted with a lively scene. The cafe had been transformed into a vibrant showcase of local art and music, featuring new artists and performances. The atmosphere was electric with creativity, and Lila was thrilled to see the community's continued support for the arts. Ethan approached her with a broad smile. "Welcome back, Lila. We've missed you. I've been working on something special to celebrate your return." Lila's curiosity was piqued. "Really? What's the surprise?" Ethan led her to the stage area, where a banner had been set up to announce a special event, a concert featuring Lila's new music, with all proceeds going to support local arts initiatives. The event was a testament to the community's support and appreciation for Lila's contributions. "I wanted to do something to show how much we value you and your music," Ethan explained. "This concert is a way to celebrate your return and give back to the community that's supported us both." Lila's heart swelled with emotion. "This is incredible, Ethan. I'm so grateful for everything you've done. It feels amazing to be back and to have the chance to perform for everyone again." The concert was a resounding success, with a packed audience and a lively atmosphere. Lila performed with passion and joy, sharing her new songs and reconnecting with the people who had supported her journey. The event was a celebration of her growth as an artist and the vibrant community that had embraced her. As the final notes of the concert echoed through the cafe, Lila took a moment to reflect on her journey. She had come a long way since her first arrival in Havenwood, and the experiences and relationships she had built along the way had shaped her into the person she had become. That evening, as the cafe buzzed with post-concert excitement, Lila and Ethan shared a quiet moment together. They sat at a corner table, basking in the afterglow of the successful event. "I'm so glad to be back," Lila said, her voice filled with contentment. "This town, these people, it all means so much to me." Ethan reached across the table, taking her hand in his. "I'm glad you're back too. Your music and your presence have brought so much joy to Havenwood, and I'm looking forward to seeing where our journey takes us next." As they enjoyed the warmth of each other's company, Lila felt a deep sense of fulfillment. Her journey had been one of growth, love, and discovery, and she was excited for the future. The melodies of her life had harmonized into a beautiful symphony, and she was ready to embrace the new chapters that lay ahead. Thank you for joining me on this incredible journey through the Serendipitous Symphony. Your support and enthusiasm have meant the world to me, and I'm grateful for each and every one of you. This story is a reflection of the beauty of pursuing dreams, building meaningful connections, and embracing the changes that life brings. I hope Lila's story has inspired you as much as it has inspired me. Remember, every journey has its own melody, and with the right support and determination, you can create a symphony of your own. Keep pursuing your passions, cherishing your relationships, and embracing the adventures that come your way. Stay tuned for more stories, updates, and exciting content. Your support keeps the music playing, and I can't wait to share more with you in the future. Here's to the melodies of life and the adventures that lie ahead. With love and gratitude, see you soon.